It's gonna break, look at this one. A construction worker filmed this video days before the Hard Rock Hotel collapsed. He was pointing at a warped steel beam that couldn't be safely removed. On October 12, 2019, his prediction came true. 3 workers died, 30 were injured. And when investigators checked the GPS records of the building inspectors, they discovered something even worse. The Hard Rock Hotel at 1031 Canal Street was supposed to be an 18-story landmark in the heart of New Orleans. Developer Mohan Kailas had assembled a team, Heaslip Engineering for structural design, Citadel Builders as general contractor, Hub Steel for the steel structure. The building was months from completion. On October 12, 2019, 8 days after the final concrete was poured on the rooftop, it all came down. Here's the official Wikipedia documentation of what happened. The building partially collapsed on October 12, 2019, killing 3 workers, Jose Ponce Areola, Anthony Magret, and Quinion Wimberly. Their bodies remained in the rubble for months. OSHA would later find the structural engineer failed to adequately design, review, or approve steel bolt connections. Let me show you. At approximately 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning, the upper floors of the Hard Rock Hotel pancaked. Steel beams buckled. Concrete slabs crashed down. The collapse happened so fast that workers on the upper floors had no chance. 2 unstable construction cranes dangled from the top of the structure, a hazard that would paralyze downtown New Orleans for over a year. The aftermath was chaos. The building couldn't be safely demolished because of those dangling cranes. Downtown New Orleans, one of America's most visited streets, was shut down. Mayor LaToya Cantrell declared a state of emergency. The bodies of the 3 dead workers remained trapped in the rubble for 10 months. The city and developer fought over who would pay for demolition. OSHA launched an investigation. In April 2020, they released their findings. 11 companies cited, over $315,000 in total fines. But it was the citation against Heaslip Engineering that shocked the industry. OSHA found willful violations, meaning the engineer knowingly created dangerous conditions. But OSHA wasn't the only investigation. Local journalists at WWL-TV obtained GPS records from the city's vehicle fleet. What they found was damning. Building Inspector Julie Tweeter signed off on critical steps of the Hard Rock construction on July 18, 2019. But GPS showed her car was parked at her home for 2 hours during the time she claimed to be inspecting the site. She never showed up. Tweeter wasn't alone. Inspector Eric Treadaway authorized concrete work on the 14th floor on July 26, 2019, even though GPS showed he never visited the site. The city eventually found discrepancies in 11 of 32 inspectors during an internal review. Both Tweeter and Treadaway were suspended. Treadaway resigned. The city moved to fire them. Then came the smoking gun. An unreleased OSHA engineering report obtained by WWL-TV revealed that 81 beams on the 16th floor of the Hard Rock Hotel did not meet basic design code. They weren't strong enough to support the weight of the 3 floors above them. The OSHA engineer concluded the building was grossly underdesigned. The collapse, in his words, was waiting to happen. Workers knew something was wrong. Days before the collapse, a worker filmed video inside the site. In Spanish, he points at a warped steel beam and says, "It's gonna break. Look at this one." The beam was so bent it couldn't be safely removed. Those workers raised concerns about structural integrity. They were ignored. Then the building fell on them. So who went to prison? Nobody. In October 2023, 4 years after the collapse, a grand jury in New Orleans declined to indict anyone. The district attorney blamed OSHA for withholding the full engineering report during settlement talks. The jury found insufficient evidence of criminal negligence. 3 workers dead, fake inspections, underdesigned beams, 0 criminal charges. Here are the official OSHA citations. Heaslip Engineering, $154,000 for willful violations affecting structural integrity. Hub Steel, cited for failing to properly connect columns to beams. Citadel Builders, cited for no emergency exits, no signage. Without criminal accountability, the fight moved to civil court. The city of New Orleans sued the developer and over a dozen contractors for $12.3 million in damages. Multiple wrongful death suits were filed. In 2022, a court-appointed mediator was assigned to manage dozens of lawsuits. As of today, a global settlement has not been announced. The legal battle continues. The Hard Rock collapse exposed systemic failures in construction oversight. Design engineers approved structures that couldn't bear the load. Steel contractors failed to make proper connections. Building inspectors filed paperwork without setting foot on site. And when it all fell apart, when 3 workers died and their bodies lay in rubble for 10 months, no one faced criminal consequences. This is the system. The Hard Rock was under construction. But what about buildings where people live? In our next investigation, we examine Champlain Towers South, the Florida condo that collapsed in 2021, killing 98 people while they slept. Engineers warned of major structural damage 3 years before it fell. The condo board delayed repairs. The building was operating near collapse capacity for 25 years. Subscribe to see the NIST investigation findings.